This morning in the sky, I saw a sign.
They have returned, and now they seem much more advanced than before.
What's up, guys? Welcome to part 3, the finale of the Alien vs Predator build. We are finally here. I know for those who have been a part of the channel for a while, this build has been pending for a bit of time, so now we finally got it done. The main thing that was kind of like slowing me down and like holding me up was really the laser, which I still didn't really find a 3-point laser to actually put in there, but that's going to be coming. I'm looking desperately for something to put in there. If you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, I would definitely say check that out, because you're going to kind of be lost as to how I got to where I am in this part of the video. This is more so just like the completion. Part 1 is going to show how I printed everything. As you can see, there's a lot of pieces that go into this build. And then part 2, I kind of show the assembly. And part 3 now, like I said, putting everything together. So strap in, stay tuned. Here we go. Basically what I'm doing here is I'm going to be taking these magnets. So if you have a hard time finding magnets, because I did, I don't have like a Hobby Lobby. I do have a Micro Center, but not a Hobby Lobby around my area. Micro Center had some magnets, but they only had like 4 to 10, and I need way more than that. So Tri-Mag you can check out on Amazon. No, I'm not sponsored. That would be an amazing sponsor. But they basically give you a huge kit. And they have several different kits. I got this one, which is like a 25-piece set or something like that, but it's or over 100. But they give you different sizes, so that's pretty cool. I think it was about like 20-something bucks. So check them out. They're Tri-Mag. But what I'm going to be doing is inserting magnets into these parts here and on the mass, so that everything will snap right into place. Basically what I did with the magnets was just pretty much roll a plus on the positive side and then a minus on the minus side, just so I wouldn't get confused which side was which. Everything that you see now is pretty much either soldered or glued on in some way. For these outer shells that you now see, basically what I did was solder them in and then added a little bit of glue just to reinforce it on the sides. So there you can see the minus on the magnets, and you can see all the soldering marks. So this shell now pretty much has everything on it. I'm debating whether or not I should weather these sides. I mean, I like the way that it looks just like that, with the main shell weathered and then this part kind of white. I kind of like that. For this part here, they have hooks that attach to the mask. Basically, I just reinforced those with double-sided tape just to make that a little stronger. And some of the paint that I put on it too, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but as you spray paint things, it gives it an extra layer, makes it a little stronger. Only reason I did that is because, as you can imagine, this shell with all these pieces is a little heavy, so I don't want anything to snap. So now, like I said, everything is connected. This face plate is connected to the holder. As you see the magnet ports here, they now just snap on. So now that shell is all one. That's freaking beautiful. I love this thing. And then the bottom of the mouth, as you see, has magnets there that will attach to this. Now, one thing that I'm thinking of doing, again, since this is a lot of weight to just be holding on to this, I'm probably just gonna take the interior of the mouth. So taking this part of the mouth where the magnets are gonna meet, and I'm thinking of soldering those two parts together just so that way it's like a little bit more reinforced. I don't think I'm gonna have to do that, but we'll see. And now that all of that's done, the final process is still more. Is to add this backer rod into the dread holder. So we're just making these look like dreads. I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna leave this the color that it is, just pretty much that primer gray. I might spray paint it black, but this you really won't see because of all of the dreads that I'm gonna have into it. So for this, I still have to add all the magnet ports. So those are gonna attach to not only the back of the faceplate, but to some of the mouth as well. So that's why I said I needed more than just like the magnets that they had at Micro Center to make my life easier, because obviously this backer rod is gray. What I'm probably gonna do is just cut the pieces out, put it in here, and then just spray paint everything black, so that way this gets some of the black on it, the dreads get all black. Same thing that I did with the first Alien vs Predator helmet that I made, but spraying these like individually took some time, so I'm thinking spray it all while they're in there. That way it looks that way it comes out a lot better. And the other Predator helmet that I did as well, it didn't have a holder. I had to come up with pretty much an elastic band and then attach the back rod to that, so that way these all stuck, and spray painting it like that really wouldn't have worked. So this is pretty much coming to the wrap up of this. This has been a big one. This is really a big print, a lot of pieces that go into it, a lot of work. I still have to come up with something for the laser as well to go in there, but this thing looks beautiful. Okay, that actually was a lot easier than I thought. I pretty much, as you can see, these tips are pretty big compared to these small little holes. So basically I just cut like a wedge so that way that they can slide through. And I did it long enough because the first one I did wasn't. I had to put some tape there to hold that one in, but I'm going to take that off because I just fixed it. Now, like I said, it's just going to basically, I'll see if I have to get some more. I'll probably get some more of this backer rod so that way it just like looks more filled in. I don't want there to be like a lot of gaps. But basically from here, just gonna spray paint this whole thing black. So that way it looks a lot better and more realistic, more like dreads. I'm hoping that since I did it this way, that all parts of it get the black. I'll probably have to do like a couple of coats because I don't want like any pieces of gray or anything like that. So pretty much I just hope I didn't shoot myself in the foot. This thing is freaking amazing, guys. We are almost there. So this is, I would say, another trial and error. I don't know, I didn't like the way that the brownish whitish was looking. By hand paint, it just didn't give it that pop. It just looked like something that was hand painted. So I tried to add some silver to try to make it look like the normal prey. But as you can see, that didn't really work because the feral prey is supposed to have more like that bone-like structure. So I'm actually gonna repaint this. So along with the white, this was the original sand color that I wanted to use on this. But for some reason, I thought that it wouldn't really work or that it wasn't the proper color. But if you see the Battlestar Galactic helmet that I made, after doing that one, I felt pretty comfortable that this would get me to like that bone white kind of color. And then I'll just hand paint the browns and everything in from there and give it a little bit more detail. By the time this video comes out, you guys will probably tell me if you like this look or not. But like I said, just to make it look like the movie, I'm gonna go ahead and use that. So let's go ahead and do it. I don't know about you guys, but I like the way that came out a lot more than like down here where it still like looks a little hand painted. It has more of that like gloss from the spray paint, and it still has that like natural bone color look to it as well. Now from here, of course, there's still a little bit of weathering that I need to do. Now, the main thing with weathering is first to understand like what you're trying to achieve and what look you're trying to get. So let's get a little bit more into that. Okay, so a regular paintbrush works as well. As long as what you're using is dry, that's the main point. I'm just trying this out for the first time just because I think it's gonna give like a better effect along these ridges and get in these like little grooves. But again, you gotta think about what you're trying to make your prop look like. So for example, this knight's helmet, you see I weathered that down with like a little bit of black and make it look like a little bit, made it look a little worn. You see with this halo helmet, I added like some nicks to it, make it look like the paint is chipping, so on and so forth. So with this, again, I'm trying to get like a dead bone kind of look. So what I'm basically saying is, one, it all goes into the color selection. So I have this burnt umber, I have this burnt sienna, and I have like a crimson. Those are gonna get me a good color. Now it's about how you apply it. Rather than talk about it, I'm a visual learner, so let me show you a little bit more. So again, dry brush. I'm going more with the burnt umber and the crimson because what was the other one? The sienna kind of looks like a bright piece of crap. Literally. So let's go ahead and just get some of this brown on there. And again, it's about making it look real. Like I wouldn't just smear this all over the place and then just wipe it down with a napkin. I want it to be like in places where it's more likely going to start to wear, which will be like in between these cracks. So it's not only the color that you use, but like your method and where you go as well. To get a little on there and then just wipe it off. Again, the dry brush is better to use in this situation. And just get creative with it. There's no like pattern or method you should have with it. It's just like nature. It's random. There's no right, there's no wrong. But once I get most of this brown on, then I'm gonna start to add some of the red over it and make it look real deal. So I just randomly chose this out of the pack of brushes that I got, but I would highly recommend for this, for weathering, to definitely get you one of these. So I did start to use a little bit of that like doodle brownish, but that's working out with it too. But just showing you guys a little bit like of how it's coming together. Look at that. Look, oh my gosh, man, just look at it. Like I said, on this side, I kind of got a little bit more heavy-handed on the insides, but just to kind of show you guys the difference, weathering like that and then keeping like the inside and then like fully gross on, rotted out kind of stuff. Like that's what you're trying to make happen. Now this takes practice. I'm not going to tell you guys that I'm a pro. Some of you guys might say that still looks like crap, but hey, it's a learning experience and it's fun to do it. It is so much fun to just like sit back and do this and then see it like look when you stop and you look at it and it's like, damn, you did your thing. So I think a lot of life is like that, just taking your time and like becoming good at something, and then once you're good at it, you just like, I can't believe I like got that good at it. But yeah, I'm just going over this all lightly. Again, not trying to like smear too much paint, but just trying to give it like that color and that look to get that effect. Now in spots like these, you got to think there's like a lot of moisture, a lot of like, this is where like the dirt would get, like all the boogers. So you got to make that look real grimy, real nasty. And that's basically what weathering is. It's just telling a story of how something got like this. But I'm happy with it, guys. Let me just add on these silver pieces and then yo, just look at this thing. Oh my goodness. This is why it's taken me so long, because I wanted this thing to come out damn right, and it is. Okay, so these parts are going to be what goes to the top of the helmet, and they're going to be painted silver. Initially, I wasn't going to do these pieces because on the CR10S, it was going to take 12 hours. With the K1 Max, I'll show you the time lapse of it since I showed you all the other pieces. This only took 2 hours, so there's no way that I could skip this. And the top of the helmet kind of looks bare without it, so I definitely needed this. So I'm just going to sand this piece, paint it silver, and she will be a wrap. And that there is a wrap, guys. This thing is cool, so I'm gonna have to definitely clear off a bit of space somewhere on this stand to get this going up. This is definitely a piece that took a lot of time. It took a lot of work, as you can see through other parts of the videos, but I'm super satisfied with the way that this came out. I really think that the way I painted this, like the different layers, weathering, I think you can learn a lot from that. Just like always, they kind of just like starting more and more to stun me, just like bringing something into life from your imagination. So again, guys, that's the whole inspiration of this channel. Yes, this is what brings inspiration to me and to many of you guys out there, but what will you use a 3D printer for? What can you create to bring inspiration to the next person? Like I said, stay tuned for what's coming up next. Quick sneak peek there. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell notification so that way you always get notified when I'm posting. Besides that, guys, thank you for hanging out. It's BZ Comics. Peace.